All right, we're in week 12, and week 12 is going to be an introduction to solving nonlinear systems. And here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be given certainly curves, and those curves have points of intersection. So we've presented this material to you. We presented, graphs, looking at graphs, looking for approximate solutions. What does it depend on? Really good quality graphs, all right, to do that. So we want to do a bunch of examples. This is a line and this is a cubic. And the first example we did pretty simple. You draw the picture, you see the 3 points of intersection. All right. The next one we did was, it was a quadratic and a fourth degree polynomial. And again, they had, looking at it 1, 2, 3 points of intersection. And we went through those examples in class. I'm hoping you paid attention and you're capable of following what we've done. Now, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do number the supplemental problem set with the hope that you've studied the material and that you're capable of doing it on your own, right? You're really capable of doing this on your own. And that is you spend some time studying and working problems, all right? So I'm going to do another screen share with you. Give me a second to get this set up. I got to do this. Hopefully I'm not running out of battery juice on you. And let me take a look. And I got to find something here, okay? And we will talk about technology as well, but right now, just let's concentrate on the easy stuff. Initially, the problems are fairly simple and straightforward. They really don't require technology. However, you may disagree with that. You may look at these and say, I have to use technology. I have no choice. But unfortunately, that's not going to get you through the course because a lot of this stuff is, especially during the exams, you have to be able to do it without using technology. And what number are we on now? I guess we're doing the supplemental stuff, right? Let me take a look. And I want to do the share with you. Give me 1 second to get that going. All right, we're doing problem number 1. All right, so solve for x and y, use both graph and algebra. Well, I'm going to use algebra first because I prefer algebra. All right, now, and by that what I mean is like I can do algebra pretty quickly. However, graphs can be really helpful. So the algebra, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a substitution. And what I'm going to do is simply look at this. I'm sorry about that. And substitute. So y is equal to x minus 2. So I'm going to take this and plug it in where we see y. So what do you get? You get 0 equals x squared plus, well, y squared would be x minus 2 now, squared, minus 4x plus 6y. Well, again, y is x minus 2 plus 4. Let's see if we can solve this equation. We get x squared, and then we get plus, this would be x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 4x plus 6x minus 12 plus 4. You should kind of rest assured that most things work out pretty nicely. So x squared plus x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 4x plus 6x minus 12 plus 4. Let's combine like terms together. Let's see, 2x squared. Let's do the x's, minus 4 minus 8 minus 2x. Let's see, 4, 8. That would be minus 4, right? I can divide both sides by 2. I get x squared minus x minus 2. I'm going to try to factor it, right? It looks pretty easy. 2 and 1. And let's see, minus 2 plus 1. So x equals minus 1 and y equal, I'm sorry. I would be way too quick if I could write that down that quickly. And I'm going to back up a little bit. And give me 1 second. X equals minus 1. And the other one, for this particular equation, x would equal 2. But I want to find a points of intersection, and I'm looking at this guy again. So the points of intersection will be minus 1. What's y going to be? Well, I got that equation circled. It's minus 1 minus 2, which is minus 3. And the other one is going to be, x is going to be 2. and that would be 2 minus 2, which is 0. So I'm pretty comfortable that they are the points of intersection by algebra. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to graph it now. And to graph it, it's painful for me. And I'll tell you one reason it's painful for me is my graphs never look that good. All right. So one thing I graph out really quickly is the line. All right. And it's not going to look great, but 2 down and then 2 over, right? And I'll put my line in. Something like this over here. The other guy's more of a challenge. I'm going to do that in blue. And it looks like a circle to me. I'll go through it with you. So I'm going to say, x squared minus 4x plus y squared plus 6y is equal to minus 4. I'm going to complete the square. This would be plus 4 plus 4 plus 9 plus 9. So what do you get over here? X minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 9. Center is 2 minus 3, and the radius is 3. Let's plot that down. 2 minus 3, and the radius is 3, right? So 3 up, 3 down, 3 right, 3 left. And the circle looks sort of like this over here. And again, it's painful. What I mean by that, not a great looking picture, but I think I know the points of intersection. Right here, this looks like 2, 0 to me. And right over here, what does that look? And again, it looks like, I'm not saying it is. That looks like, I'm going to say minus 1. And let's see, 3, minus 3, right? Let's see if we got those same answers over here. Again, this is 2, 0, I think it is. Yeah, same answers, 2, 0, minus 1, minus 3. Picture looks good. I do algebra first, though. All right, let's go to the next one. And that was number 1. Now we're going to, the picture looks much better here, as you noticed. All right, let's do number 2 now. And number 2 says, solve for x, y, both graph and algebra. Yeah, I like algebra best. So, whoops. I really like algebra best. So I'm going to do this by algebra first. Well, if y equals x squared plus 1 and y equals x plus 1, that means x squared minus 1 equals x plus 1. And what do you get over here? You get x squared. I'm doing this by algebra, by the way. Minus x minus 2 equals 0. And I would get x and x, 2 and 1, minus plus. So x could be 2. And the x could be minus 1. All right, I'm going to back over here. And I'm going to use this equation because it's so simple for me. So what do you get? If x is minus 1, y would be 0. That was simple. And if x is 2, y would be 3. So I'm pretty comfortable they're the correct answers. I'm still going to graph it out for you. All right, how do you graph it out? And I want to point out graphing it out. Again, for some reason, it is a little bit painful, but I'll do my best job of graphing it out and, put a little axes down over here. And I'm going to graph this guy out first. Let's see, y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 1, right? That's done. And let's graph this guy out. It's a parabola. It has x and y intercepts at plus or minus 1 and a vertex at minus 1. And again, what I mean by painful, my pictures, abstractly they're not bad, but they really don't tell me what these points are. Other than the fact I got a really good stab at this one over here. And this one over here looks like minus 1, comma 0. And this is my struggle thing. If I were doing this without any algebra here, I'd struggle with this. But I'm going to say it looks like x is 2. And I'm going to say if I count it up, it looks like it might be 3. But it's wishful thinking. I'm thinking they're integers. Are they really the same thing? Of course they are. All right, same thing as given in the K. All right, let's go to number 3. See what happens for number 3. And I'm going to do algebra first because I like algebra. All right, what do you do for algebra? Y equals root x, and y equals 2 minus x. I just could put the algebra down. So that means root x would equal 2 minus x. Well, in mathematics, they told me to square both sides. And if I'm squaring both sides, I get 4 minus 4x plus x squared. And then I would do x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. I'm going to factor 4 and 1 minus minus. That's pretty simple. And, x would be 1. And x would be 4, right? Well, I'm going to use this equation to figure out what y is. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 4 is 2. I got a problem here, though, don't I? I'll tell you what it is. They need to satisfy both equations. This one clearly satisfies this equation, and it clearly satisfies this equation. Let's look at this one, though. 4,2 clearly satisfies the first equation, but it does not satisfy the second equation. So algebra really does need to be checked. So I'm going to say the answer is 1, 1. All right, I'm going to do my graph. And again, don't be discouraged if graphs are difficult for you. And I just want to encourage you to try. Keep trying. Let's see. I'm going to do the root equation first. And that looks like this. That's that root equation. I'll put it in red. And now I'm going to do the line. And the line is as a y-intercept of 2. I'm going to do the line now. And then it has a slope of minus 1. All right, I'm definitely seeing a point of intersection. What am I seeing? I'm wishful thinking again. I'm thinking it looks like 1, 1. Do I know it's 1, 1? I sure do. We've already done the algebra on it. All right. All right, so that, relatively speaking, is not a bad way to do a problem, is to, do algebra, make sure it's working out, and then, do the graph of it and make sure it looks good for you. All right, so I want to just go to the next page. And there's pictures over there if you want to take a look at the better pictures. I'm going to do problem number 4 now. All right, so let me just blow it up a little bit. And I think you probably know what I'm going to do, algebra. I think it's a really easy thing for me to do. So 6 minus x, that's what y is. And y is also x squared minus 8x plus 16. Let's go through it. And what do you get? X squared. I'm using zero product rule, by the way. Let's see, minus 7x, and then plus 10. Let's keep going through it. And I get x and x, 5 and 2, minus minus, and x would be 2, and x would be 5. And let's see what we get over here. Now, so I'm going to do this one over here because I think it's easy for me to do. If it's 2, what would I get? 6 minus 2, which is going to be 4. That's not bad. And if x is 5, I get 1. Now, certainly, I want to check it up here, too, and see if this is true. If x is 2, would you get 4? And 4 minus 16. Yeah, that works. That's good. And let's do the 5. 25, and then minus 40. And you get 1. Looks good. Let's go graph now. And 6 minus x. I'm going to do 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing this, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put that line down. And it's painful. What I mean by painful, the line really never looks perfect. And the parabola, that's going to be a tough one. Let's put this down. And I'll do it in blue. And so I got to do y equals x squared minus 8x plus 16. And I'm going to say y equals, let's see, x minus 4 squared. That's not too bad. I got a parabola. That would be x squared. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Vertex would be at 4, 0. Say over here. And it opens upwards. And this is where it gets really painful for me. I'm wondering what it looks like. It looks sort of like this over here. I got like a wishful thinking of what these points are of intersection. Wishing they're integer. And kind of looking at it. I've already done my algebra over here. What point is this one over here? 5, comma 1. And what's this point over here? 2, comma 4. All right, got that one done. Let's go to the next page. And let's do number 5. And I think, I'm going to do something like algebra. Oh, by the way, that's a better picture up there, right? These are labeled for you. Hopefully you're reading and following through with the notes, by the way. And we are hoping that you do that. Let's do algebra first. And algebra means I got to solve one of these equations for x or y first. So I'm going to choose this one over here. And I'm going to solve for y. So xy would be 2. And y would equal 2 over x. And then I plug this in over here. Let's put this down. So you get 3x minus 2. And I believe y is 2 over x minus 4. I can multiply both sides by the LCD, which is x. I get 3x squared minus 4 equals minus 4x. So you would get 3x squared plus 4x minus 4 equals 0. I'm going to try to factor it. 3x and x, not much choice on that, is there? And I can say 2 and 2, maybe. Let's take a look. And plus and minus, I'm going to check it. 3x squared looks good. 6x minus 2x is 4x. It looks good. Yeah, it looks great. I know what the x's are. One of the x's, pushes over a little tiny bit, would be at, let's see, 2/3. I don't know the y yet. And the other x would be minus 2. Let's plug it in. And someone says, where are you going to plug it in? I don't know. I think probably this one here. It's easy for me. All right. So if x is minus 2, you get minus 6. And now to add to both sides, that would give me 2. So y would have to be minus 1. 2/3 times 3 is 2. That give you minus 6. So y would have to be 3. All right. Now granted, I still want to graph it. And someone says, why do you want to graph it? They asked me to graph it. So I put this over here. I'm going to look axes down. And I'm going to graph the first equation as this. And this is pretty simple to do, by the way. I'll tell you why. I've done these before. It's rational. Looks sort of like this over here. Whoops. Pretty simple. All right. And then the question goes, is this easy to graph? It should be. It's a line. A little blue line down here, x and y. I'm going to pick x to be 0. And the y would be what? 2, right? Remember, if there's one easy answer, there's an infinite more waiting for you. So let me pick x to be, I don't know, let's say 2. That would give me 6. I get minus 10. And y would have to be 5. All right, let's put this down for you. So 0, 2. And again, this is painful because I'm not going to say it's going to give me the answers, but I have done the algebra. I've done it. And the other one's 2, 5. All right, 2, 5, 3, 4, 5. And let me kind of put this through. And I'll put this through like this. This is why algebra is so painful, because it's really a very bad picture. Right? When I say not bad picture, it's abstractly fine. It just doesn't give me the details I need. All right. So I'm going to look at it and I'm going to say, what's this point over here? Well, it's minus 2, minus 1. And I kind of agree with that, looking at the picture. It's this one I have issues with. My picture is not very accurate. And what's this point over here supposed to be? It's supposed to be 2/3, which is a little bit below 1. According to my picture, it looks like it's above 1. And then it looks like it's 3 up. According to my picture, it looks like it's 4 up. All right. But anyway, these are correct. I'm going to just say that the graphs, generally speaking, don't look great. All right. Let's do the number 6. I'm going to do algebra first. And I'm going to put the algebra down for you. And that means 2x minus 1, that's y, and y is also the root of x plus 1. Well, like a mathematical question, square both sides. 4x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals x plus 1. And this would give me 4x squared minus 5x. Oh, the ones disappear. That's good news. Factor it. You get x, and then you get 4x minus 5 equals 0. What does this say? X equals 0 is one possibility. The other one is going to be, what would that be? That would be 5/4, right? All right, so I put this down. If x is 0, and I were to use this equation over here, I get minus 1. Unfortunately, looking at this over here, that makes no sense because if I plug a 0 in there, I would get 1. I wouldn't get minus 1. So it didn't make any sense. Let's do the next one, 5/4. And 2 times 5/4 is 5/2. 5/2 minus 1 is 3/2. I want to see if that makes sense, though, with the second equation. And 5/4 plus 1 is 9/4, and the root of 9/4 is 3/2. So this makes sense just looking at the equations. Let's graph it out. I know it's difficult. We're trying to encourage you to try to graph. Let's graph this guy first. That's going to start at minus 1. And let's see, it looks sort of like this over here. And it's painful. There's no doubt about it. And the 2x minus 1 is a line with slope of 2 and a y-intercept of minus 1. Let's see, 1 and 2 over, something like this. And I'm seeing a point of intersection. What is that point? That point is 5/4, 3/2. All right. I cannot read that from my graph, by the way. It's just not properly scaled or drawn. It would take a lot of effort. That's what I want to encourage when you're looking at the answer key. What I mean by that, let me see if I can get to that for you. And that's number, I guess that's number 6, figure 100. Wow, page 251. That picture's right over here. All right. And you can really read that one directly from that really well-drawn picture. And then this picture over here is the prior problem. It's really, you could read it from that one as well. These are really nicely drawn pictures. Why is that? The machine is doing it. All right. And I think that covers it. All right. I think we've done all those problems. And I guess if you're looking at that, there's some related stage code. You can take a look at that. And again, I'm hoping you're thinking about moving forward with that. Thank you.